Here we are. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome. Dylan, I'm glad you snuck out into the shot instead of hiding in the corner. That's much better. We are having our first ever appreciation post here. It's actually been appreciation show. Yes, sorry. I'm all jumbled up. We haven't eaten anything either, Dylan, so your pizza is very tempting. I'm running on 2 pretzels. It's great.
Oh, geez.
Kurt's running on nothing besides coffee. What was I going to say? This is our first year. We've made it a whole year, Angel.
We have.
Isn't that crazy?
Whole year.
Started
it is crazy
in
because I didn't think I'd make it past like 2 episodes. I thought I'd have tapped out by now.
But you did.
We never doubted you for a second.
We didn't. You never gave up on us.
Because it's like the mafia. I can't go nowhere. You crazy?
Gotta hold it down.
I can't. As soon as you leave, you get pulled back in. So I can't.
It's true. I remember several episodes where you said, I don't think I'll be able to make this one. And then, just like that, you showed up. Didn't leave us behind.
Tried.
We're glad.
Speaking of behind, let's not leave anybody else behind. Let's get everybody out here.
Okay, we'll get everybody out here. But first, I wanted to say that in your circle, the whole premise behind the show is knowing that you can't do this without a strong group of people around you. So this episode is about some of the people that were here for us through thick and thin in 2024, pulled us out of the dredges, kept us going.
Answered all of our annoying questions.
Answered all of those annoying questions. So without further ado, here are all of those people. And more to come. We're not here yet.
Welcome, everybody.
So happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's up? What up, everybody?
Super honored, super humbled, man, to be in such great company. I mean, Billy, Mike, Craig, Forge family, T Keys, Powerhouse Pythons. We got Dylan, my man Angel. Like I'm super ecstatic to be even a part of this group. So salute to you guys. Thank you.
And you got Mike down there. Mike just made it.
Yeah, Mike.
Welcome, Mike.
Shout out to Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Yo, what's good? What's good, man?
Is that Ball Ross in the building too?
Is that Ball Ross?
And I echo what Keith said, man. Super appreciative and excited and humble, really, and thankful to be in like such a good group of individuals, man. So definitely appreciate the invite.
Couldn't have done it without all of them.
Here, that's all of them. Bye. My kid's stealing all my Funkos. I'm sorry.
That's all good. We get
it. We would echo the same. I mean, it's super big honor just to be included in the group. Look around. Everyone in here has done the same for us. So much appreciated to all of you too. So awesome to see everybody.
Agreed.
Yeah, for us, it's crazy how simply and quickly it starts, right? Like at some point, we might have not even been here without Billy and Andrew and all of you guys, honestly. But you know, it's when you, for us, we started correcting one mistake, and we've ended up with a collection of family. We might not have met yet,
100%,
but you're all there.
Yeah, it's like a snowball, right? A snowball starts small and it keeps rolling and picking things up. And, you know, you see yourself in 3 years from now. It's like, oh my God, remember? And you look back and you just see where you started and where you're going. And it's just, you know, like even now, it's like, oh, there's no way I can get any bigger than this. I'm comfortable. Next thing you know, now I'm getting into other species, and it's just keeps snowballing, right? And you get to see new people, and there's really no end to where you want to take it. And you know, it's a great journey. And there's so much more to this than just breeding snakes and selling them, right? It's just, you know, and I bet you a lot of people on here now didn't even think they'd ever get in front of a camera or do a YouTube.
Oh,
I'm not gonna.
I'm definitely one of those.
Yeah.
I
agree 100%, man. I was just telling you.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, no, I'm never going to do that. And then you do one. It's like, oh, it's not too bad.
It's not so bad,
right? Your comfort zone and work on it.
Yep.
Or
well,
you
it's
get to
crazy too.
39
Like,
and you're still saying, "Oh, this is still pretty bad," but you keep doing them anyway.
Right. What were you saying, Mike?
No, I was saying that I agree 100%, man. Like I was just thinking, like I've been looking at like a lot of the old stuff that we did, like either stuff that we did on our channel or stuff that we did on other people's channel, and just thinking like since then, that was a few years ago, man. Like so much has changed. Just my whole outlook, my whole approach, and like just the whole growth, man. It's really been a beautiful thing, man.
And you can see looking back at the old videos, your comfort level compared to now.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
It's embarrassing to look at
Almost, yeah. You get like,
oh man, I don't like
secondhand embarrassment for yourself.
We're gonna do
Wiz and Keys are busting up because we just went reminiscing last night on SI about this shit.
Yeah.
Or I know some of you guys, those of you who've been doing it for a while, I know you guys get those memories that pop up on your phone. And like I just had it, you know, this last month I had a bunch of them, and I was like, holy crap! Like just looking at the same room, but just the way it's evolved over the years, and you're like, damn, like really did progress and get further.
Yeah. And that's one thing
everybody
that
starts
people are
somewhere.
afraid to do. They're afraid to post on social media. Oh, but I don't have fancy racks, and none of us fucking did. Like you know, I mean, you go look back in 2 years and go, oh my god, I remember when I had PVC racks or Malamine, and now look what I've gotten. Even rat rooms. Saw people start off with making the ones out of wood, right, and concrete tubs, and you know, and now Kurt and Nicky are doing there. Look at our new Vision tubs, and this is, you know what I mean? And then you know, I mean, you see the evolution of where you started and where you're at now, and it keeps progressing. But people need to do that. You shouldn't be embarrassed at what you have now. Because, you know, if you're doing this a year later and looking back and you're still doing the same shit, now you can be embarrassed, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We were just talking about that today while we were getting the watering stuff on our rack. And I was like, should we do an Instagram live? And I thought back to a year ago when I was asking that same question. And then everything we'd say, I'd say, oh my God, don't say that. Stop, turn it off. Stop talking. You know, like... And then we were talking about Keys, and Kurt was like, how does Keys do this every day? And I was like, he's built the habit. It's like you've built the habit. You are in it now, and you've done so much. But it's amazing.
Gotta keep it going. Keep it going.
You also gotta have it where you don't care what other people think. Because if you do,
that's number one. That's number one.
You go on, you say what you feel.
Number one.
I mean, you know, you got to keep it to a minimum, right? Especially with, you know, the world.
Short attention spans.
But, you know, you have a right to your opinion, and you have, you know, and you know, I don't change for the camera. I'm hyper. I'm spazzy. I'm you know, I get into it. Like, I'm not going to change because the camera's on. Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know, if you start sitting there going like, because I tried that, you know, I'd have Lord of Lion on the camera. I was like, take 49. Don't start over. And I'm like, man, we're never going to get this done. You know what? Just turn it on and let's go. I'm going to make this. Fuck it. And, you know, it's just, you can't be, especially if you believe in something or you like something. There's nothing wrong with you to stand up and share it and stand behind it, you know,
100%.
Or things you don't like, right? Like, you know, but you just got to be comfortable.
Yeah, and it all starts somewhere. You got to jump off the porch, and it's like in your circle is such a perfect name because it's easier to venture out when you do it, you know, with any one of these people on the panel or anybody that's in the chat. It's a lot more relaxed feeling when you're in front of the camera talking back and forth. It doesn't feel so formal. So Princess Ben, I see you. It doesn't feel so formal. It doesn't feel so structured. You know what I mean? It's kind of chill and kind of relaxed. So that kind of eases a lot of the fear too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, Mike and everybody else, they're taking their channel to other levels. Like, look at this. Look at the, you know, I mean, like, it's just wow, you know, and I know how much work it is to do one, right? And to get on there. And you guys are just like, holy fuck.
I know we got Mike. Yeah.
It's nuts.
Keys started his channel. Mike started his channel. It's constant growth, and it's cool to see that just motivates. We all motivate each other. You know what I mean? It's no fear, it's no hate, it's no jealousy. It's just like, yo, he did it.
Right?
I can do
as
it.
long as it's not
just motivation
out of your face, right?
Yeah, that. Yeah,
you know,
true,
I mean, that's the thing that we have with you know, this community. It's like, oh, I don't like that, Gene, so I can't hang out with you. Or you like this person, and it's just
much.
You know what? Oh, you like Trump, and I see that. If you're a Trump follower, fucking delete me now. I'm like, really? We're united about our animals and our passion and our knowledge and sharing that and growing our community, not sitting there figuring out how we can, you know, segregate it.
Exactly. Too many divisions already.
Can I just make one comment though? A lot of us wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for, and if you know what I'm going to say, you already know who I'm going to talk about. It's for our really good friend Gershon.
Yeah,
yes. If it wasn't for G, I wouldn't be comfortable. I know this, like, you know, he's not doing this anymore, but I do know that a lot of us and a lot of people that are still doing it elsewhere too. He really helped a lot of us kind of like say, Chris, you know, just screw it, man. Just go ahead and do it. It's fine. You know, and he said it every time he was on. I'm nervous. I'm gonna stutter. I'm gonna make mistakes. And he did. Yep. And he did. And so did I. And so did you. Everybody did. But he had a way of making you feel so comfortable about making mistakes. It didn't matter anymore.
Like, Yoda. Right. Do a video or something. Yoda for sure. A mistake, it'd be like an AI. Like,
yeah.
That's not Billy, man. That's an AI. You know, I mean, he hasn't fucked up once. That's an AI. You got to
Yeah, real quick on the Homer Gershon, but yeah, man, like this whole movement, and like I feel like this whole movement is like so special, man. Like we got all these different players in the game, you know what I'm saying, and we just like big up in each other, you know what I'm saying, like promoting each other. Like it's a big thing. It's a huge like industry changing movement, and the Homie Gershon is at the very foundation of that, because all of these folks you see on the screen, man, in some shape, form, or fashion, the Homie Gershon is responsible. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
make sure to give him.
He was the catalyst. You know, he was the catalyst to a lot of this shit. He lit the fire. He lit the fire. He was the catalyst. He started this shit for a lot of people, because a lot of us would never even have attempted it, but he had such a way of making you feel comfortable about fucking up. 100%. And it was okay.
100%.
Just be yourself. He was himself.
Hey, yo, Angel, that's funny, because that's some of my favorite things about Gershon's videos. He'd be like, well, I just messed that up. Oh, well, we're going to keep going. And then he'll just keep going. Like, you know what I mean?
Just keep rolling. Keep rolling. Like, you know, what did he say? Life is lifing. Like, life whatever. Let it roll. Life is lifing. Like, whatever.
Bro. And it's just such an enduring quality. You know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, he messed up. So he kept going. If I mess up, I'm going to keep going too. And now my videos were kind of modeled after that. Like, no edits. Straight cut through, you know what I mean? Just keep it how it is. If I mess up, I mess up. Billy, I know Billy does it, and it's just everybody. It shows reality. You know what I mean? It shows the real.
Absolutely.
It shows that you're a human being.
It shows humanity. Yeah, it's humanity. We're all gonna fucking like, nobody's perfect, and it's okay. 100%. It's okay. 100%. And if I said something, or if I do something that's a certain way, or if I mess up, or maybe I said the wrong, I gave out the wrong information. You know, we have enough of a community where we can reach out and be like, hey, that wasn't the right information. Or even in the chat, somebody could say something because you're live or whatever. Or even if it's pre-recorded, we have opportunities to go back and fix all that shit if we wanted to. Yeah. But that raw moment, those raw moments, those are the best moments, and they tend to be the funniest too. You know that. You tend to cracking up because they're raw, they're funny, unscripted, however you want to do it. And I think that's what makes a lot of these lives, and why these lives are so popular, is because we're unscripted. We're not sitting here with the whole thing pre-recorded, blah, blah, blah. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's fantastic. But when you get those raw feelings, those raw words, that raw emotion, that shows a lot of community, you know, as well.
I agree. I don't think any of this was scripted.
Fucking Craig.
I wouldn't have done any lives if it wasn't for you know, Keys and Wiz inviting me to do it, and they
Craig,
wouldn't have done it
where
without
are you?
Gershon. I've never actually
100%.
met Gershon.
Craig,
You know.
I don't
Yes, sir.
know. What are you doing?
Same, but it was
Sorry, I
it
went
was
off
Wiz
script.
and a few of these guys who got me comfortable with it.
Where are you, Craig?
He off script.
This
Like
episode
if
is
you go
brought
back
to
to
you
like
by
my first live streams
ShedTesting.com.
when I did that, it was super uncomfortable. But then once I started jumping in with Wiz and Keys and a few of these other guys and jumping on their streams, then you could tell, like, even if you look at my streams after I was on theirs, I got way more comfortable. But those first few streams are always fucking awkward. You're always like, oh shit, especially when I was doing the stream by myself without a guest sometimes. And then you're like, you're trying to keep up with the chat, but then if nobody's asking shit in the chat, well, then you're just sitting there all fucking awkward on the damn camera, like, well, I guess I'll rant about this animal or this.
Well, we got 2 or 3 that we did, and they're fucking disasters. And I think they're funny as hell, man. They got like 3 views
on
out
that
of
shit.
it. They're funny though.
I still get comments all the time.
One of them, I was like the first 5 minutes, I didn't say shit because I was fucking blazed. I didn't say jack, but I just didn't say nothing. I was just like fucking zooted.
And we feel that. Like we
So for all the haters who don't think we smoke tough, just go back and look at them old lives.
us green tea aficionados, we know, man. Because
tea.
sometimes we'll sit there, bro, and I'm just like, and they'll be like, Wiz, put me on solo. Oh man, my bad. This is my show. I didn't even realize this is my show.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I was this close to making a joke when you were reminiscing last night because I was about to be like, "Damn, Wiz is over there fucking just zooted out on the fucking memory lane."
Bro, I was gone down memory lane. Oh, tonight is gonna be.
But I didn't want you to stop because it was fucking hilarious seeing all the old streams.
Bro, we going down memory lane, and it's the universe because like that came up organically last night. This show was already planned for today. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just I think it's the universe telling us to go back and kind of look where we came from. You got to know where you came from to appreciate where you at, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it takes a lot that you got to go through for you to grow through it too. You know what I mean? Them ups and downs and peaks and valleys, those you know, slug outs, those where you didn't hit the eyes, those you got 8 animals but they all males and all you needed was a female. All that's just education for you. You know what I mean? That's what makes that's what makes everything better and keeps it going and keeps it tough.
Literally, one of those memories I told you popped up the other day was back when all I had was a 14-slot melamine rack that was already used and was so fucking swollen that when you like tried to yank out the Sterilite tubs, the water was fucking shaking out. And I look back at that, and I was literally sitting right here in the fucking room because I was working on the laptop doing some CAD stuff. But I look over and I'm just like, holy shit. Like, we really, you know, but it's just, it goes along with everything. It's like, it makes you appreciate. I was like, damn, like, I really, because lately I look at the room, I'm like, fuck, I need another 70-30. I need more V18s. I got to upgrade. I got more 8-foots I need to add, you know, but then you like look back and you're like, holy shit, like, yeah, you keep moving forward, but it's crazy to see the push you've already done. And it goes for everybody in here. Like, I know me and Wiz have been chopping it up for years, and I've even seen his progression just watching. Or Nikki and Kurt, since I met you guys. Now we started doing the shows together, and hopefully we continue to do the shows together. You know?
About those old melamine when you had to push them in and shake it and the water went everywhere?
Dude, happy birthday. Dude, that shit was horrible, man. It was horrible. I'll send you guys the picture later. You guys are gonna laugh so hard. It was the worst piece of shit ever. And we tried to like make it look nice, so we painted the outside all black, but it doesn't hide the fucking swollen inside. Dude, it was horrible.
Dude, I used to think Coco. Just molded out,
and I had
it
like
wasn't.
fire spider vanilla shit and like just like stuff that we'd like look back and we just laugh at today, right? But 100%. You're like, damn.
100%. I think the cocoa was always molding out, but it was just because I was spilling half the damn water bowl every time I opened it. Every time.
One thing about people starting up and doing lives and stuff now, or YouTube channels. I mean, when I got into it, there was only a few. Now there's so many people that you got to compare or try to like, oh my God, it is intimidating now. Like, you know, it's like, I got to go up against this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Like, oh, and I think a lot of people might not push themselves because of that, even though I think they should.
Yep, I agree.
But there is a lot of, like, you know, I'll use, you know, Bash Coder, Mr. Craig. I don't know how to do reels anymore because I can't compete, man, because his are just
immaculate.
But it makes you like, oh my God, if I'm going to do some reels, I got to set my game up. Like, I can't just come in and wing them like I used to, you know. But that's the thing. We're evolving and we're elevating each other. We're setting the bar higher and also learning about how to do it and steps to do it and at least give you an idea of what to do and take your own path. But at least you have a path to follow.
I feel like that's our sweet spot, though. It's like we make it real easy for people to get in and feel totally comfortable because ours is such a dumpster fire. Like 5 minutes.
No, it's not a dumpster. No.
Technical.
It's not.
No, it's not.
False.
You guys have really high production
years, and I still got to make sure that you can hear and see us before the show starts. Like, so I mean, you know, it's just how it is, right? So
Well, and with everybody, all these different people doing these different lives now, right? And we all work either different projects or different species for that matter. And then all encompassing, like, you know, Wiz and Keys got the network, Mike's got the network going, right? Like, I think that's huge moving forward because now it's kind of like, I don't know about you guys, I don't really watch TV, but being a part of all these different networks, I can go on YouTube. It doesn't matter what time of day or whatever I'm working in here, I can turn something on. Guess what? You don't like that episode or whatever on that network, you're not feeling it, turn to the fucking next one.
Exactly.
Like, you know, there's always something going and to move forward and like learn. And I don't know, I think like I just see everybody in here as progression, and it's awesome to just sit here and be, you know, a part of it, but also just to watch it. Like, I don't know, I see so much growth, even with your guys' channel, the three of you guys. Like, I've been watching it. Most of the time I can't jump in the comments. Me and Nikki have talked about this a bunch. Like, I'm either driving or I'm at work or whatever, or, you know, I got little man or whatever, so I can't really comment, but I'm still there and I see it. Like, every episode you can tell, just little by little.
And you can always watch these things later.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
dude, that's what I do half the time.
And a lot of times, if you missed it, someone's like, "Oh, go to it's like an hour and a half in. You got to see this part, you know, whatever." And that's all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to catch the whole thing, but you know, go in, say hi, finish it up later if you have to. You know, that's totally fine.
Yep.
Craig got an Academy Award for his reel. That was funny.
That was great.
Well,
should.
Yeah.
That was funny. They are.
But seriously, Craig helped us all.
100%.
Craig, without you, we would all just look like we were in a tin can and sound like it too.
100%. Came in and set the standard and then shared it out.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And that's another cool thing, like just the openness with everyone to share the information that they gathered over the years and different walks of life, different, like, you know, Craig background lends to this kind of, you know, audio and visual stuff, you know what I mean? And it just helps us show what these animals look like, show how, you know, crisp and clear the colors are, how bright everything is. So big shout out to Craig, man. You definitely came in and just changed the whole game, turned it sideways.
And even with Craig, I remember him like, "Hey, Billy, like, I want to put this out. What do you think?" You know, I mean, I don't want to step on any toes. I am new. And, you know, he didn't want to come out and put something out because he's new. Right. But guess what?
He needed it.
Look what he did. And look, like,
exactly.
Just because he's new doesn't mean it's not valuable. I mean, like, being new and what he's done makes some of us old schoolers look like, oh my God, we got to step this shit up. Like,
immediately
blush.
And that's why so many people are afraid to talk without any, you know, you don't have to have 10 years in the industry, you know?
Yeah, but just a year ago, I was talking and
right. So it all depends, right, on what you're talking about. And, you know, you shouldn't be afraid to give your opinion or to go out there and push yourself. And, you know, if you did like, you know, let me get another 2 years in, we wouldn't have had all the great content and where you're at right now because you were too afraid to move forward because I'm new. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't.
Well, and the other thing too, I mean, Craig took this to a different level. I mean, he showed us the potential of what the different things you can do to just simply make things better, but he also took that extra step to build the AV club and bring people in there to like talk about, hey, what does this do? What does that do? It wasn't just willingness to answer the questions. He like created a community to actually improve everybody's stuff. I mean,
100%.
And now the man has a Patreon.
I mean,
the grift is real.
I was meaning to ask the other night, how does somebody join the AV club, Craig?
Just send me an instant message on Instagram.
I thought you were going to say a check for a certain amount of money.
Yeah, I was waiting for that
envelope. No, yeah, $199.
Dylan, you can send the check to me.
But a year ago, I was.
But we're already both going to be dead because Tucker's going to stab us both here shortly. So
true. But I was
if
fumbling
he can even
around a lot to begin with, and didn't really have a vision, and so that's why I encourage people to start, even if you don't know exactly what you should be doing. You know, I was trying all sorts of different things, product reviews, pretend questions. I didn't have anyone asking me any questions, so I just was honest about it and just pretended people were asking me questions, and I pretended it was Billy.
Those are the funniest ones, man.
Those are so funny, man.
Funny. That's why
so funny.
They caught me off guard. They caught my attention. That's why I hit Craig. I was like, dude, you want to do a podcast? Yep. He was apprehensive at first, but I'm glad he did it. Glad he did it.
Questions.
Yeah, see, Sophia, she knows.
Yeah. But she's my wife, so she has to love him.
No, I think those need to come back.
Yeah, those are the best, right? Because you can see the paper he was holding with the logo of the person he was talking about, like in the background, like just pretty cool.
It's great. I loved it.
Today's question from a pretend breeder that's pretending to ask a question.
Like, oh, man.
Like as soon as you started, I'm like, I'm hooked. I gotta.
You're right. Like, yeah, I gotta.
Don't be a Hemi Peen.
Yeah, don't be a Hemi Peen was funny.
That was so funny. The one-liners, man. Craig is funny, like unbelievably funny, man.
Well, all I can say is thank God you can edit your messages on Instagram, because I almost just asked Craig for a link to the Ask Club. Because it auto-corrected AV.
Whoa.
You're talking about me.
Now that you got
scarier if you got a response to that.
I know that one will probably cost a little extra.
That you got to send that to Richie's recessive to Chad. He's got that one.
Yeah, the EAD recessive. 2024. No, we appreciate you, Josh, man.
Fact.
Definitely. I appreciate all you guys, man. 24 has been such a great year. I've definitely shout out to the homie Key, shout out to Mike.
Hey, don't call me out like that, Vanna.
Pushing me, I got him. Pushing me off the porch, you know what I mean? Just to be like, yo, do more, be better, step out the comfort zone and all that. So it's been great. Salute to y'all. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Bill knows what it is.
They know what it is.
Hey, yo, you don't worry about that. Let's just move on, okay? It would have been funny as shit though if he opened that message before I edited it.
We all know Dylan now has a questionable search history. So yeah.
How do you know it's not my message history?
That predictive tech
What's the old saying? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's even worse.
I agree, Andrew. It says more about the AI than it does about Dylan. Like,
yeah,
the
thank
AI's
you.
Mine is in the gutter.
True, because I can no longer type, "Hey guys," it's always "het guys."
Right.
That's so funny.
We've been working on visual.
I'm still trying to get my iPhone to learn pet because it still corrects it to hat every time.
It just corrects it to hey. Always corrects that shit to hey.
Mine's
almost always hat.
And how many times I almost fucking posted an animal that was hey something.
Yeah,
I had it. You type it too fast. You go back and you read it,
Remember, hey, like, double hey this. Yep. Double, triple hey that.
Always had.
Okay, I have a question for y'all. What was the best, most iconic moment that you saw this year on a live?
You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Sophisticated ignorance, man. Sophisticated ignorance. It was the homie Joey D for Meteoric Serpents. And shout out to RO, Mr. Floppy.
Yep.
We were reminiscing. Okay, so one of the jokes was that we were always like these old heads. We were always old guys who would talk about stuff that Joey, super young, had no clue about. So we would talk about like CDs and you know what I mean, mini disc and stuff like this, and he'd just be completely clueless. So one day, RO just interrupted the conversation and was like, "Hey, Joey D, do you know what a floppy dick is?" And Joey D was like, "What?"
That shit was great,
dude. It was the greatest moment, and it just lived on in infamy. Now my man's name is Mr. Floppy. You know what I mean? That's his nickname now, and it's just.
I wonder where that came from.
Oh my god!
So did I. Now we know.
Dude.
I was gonna say I got to agree because I was in the comments during that whole thing, and even I was like, "Oh shit, did that just happen?"
We are all and Matt falling on hair.
That's what I was gonna say is Matt falling down on hair down,
bro.
Yeah,
that was great too. That's easily a number 2.
Levan said he fell into he went to the basement or
Levan, yeah, because KG was like, "Damn, where'd Matt go?
Where'd Matt go?"
Levan said, "I think he in the basement. I lost it."
Who else was it? Wasn't it Will that passed out and like was leaning out a freaking frame, passed out on the camera one night?
Yes, Paris Wilton. Yes.
Yep. Sleepy Will.
Sleepy Will. Sleepy Will.
We've had some great times. There's been times where way back when Hair Down was reckless, John from Father Son used to fall asleep, and we put him on blast keys and put him on big screen, and he'd be like,
"Oh shit,
don't fall asleep."
Oh my gosh! But it'd be like 2 a.m. You know, yeah, Sleepy Will. There he is, right in the chat. It was.
I feel like we'd be the crew that if like we got together for an expo, the first person to pass out with their shoes on, definitely getting the Sharpie.
Definitely getting drawn. Yeah, you're getting stuff.
Yeah,
for sure. Look into fight everybody else.
I think in terms of content, I think of when Austin came like hair on fire, like he was down. Like he had seen a burning bush and he came on Hair Down Friday going, "What the hell is going on?"
Yes, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you right now.
That was the Ultramil debacle, right? That was
He's gonna go into the dark room. He goes into a dark room, turns on an ultraviolet light, and shows him. Oh, it was epic.
Oh my god, he learned all that from that was a Billy Rand Jr. right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. What else was great?
Remember that time Kurt showed up with a wig?
Yeah. Yes.
Hair down.
Yeah. That was good.
That was like, who the hell is this?
That was pretty.
Yeah, the ginger mullet. I couldn't hold out. That thing itched like crazy.
Oh, that was so fun.
What about Aunt Vicky?
Aunt Vicky, always.
Aunt Vicky.
Aunt Vicky, so funny always, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you would realize.
Yeah, he went off about color grading snakes. Oh, that rant was so funny, dude. Oh my gosh.
So many good ones throughout the year.
More Forge.
The hot
seats.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, those are always great.
I love that you put them by themselves too.
Yeah,
that was a great idea. That was a great idea.
Good idea.
That's really cool.
So just a quick question to go around the panel. How far do you think you could throw a dwarf? I mean, if you had to, how far do you think you could huck one?
That's a good question.
Man.
Probably only like 12 feet. Let's be
I was gonna say
realistic. But I need like a one-step, like, toss.
Yeah.
If
Like,
it's less than 12 feet, I'd be ashamed.
But are we talking like Gimli-sized dwarf, or are we going like a little bit smaller? Like, is it Gimli's kids? Because then I might get 16 or 20.
Why is Billy throwing it like a discus?
Grab the arm and the leg and go.
Yep.
You get more,
He's a professional.
He's done it before.
He's practiced this
Velcro
before.
walls, man.
Andrew's got the advantage though, because he's like.
Yeah, I'm like, I think to make it fair, I'd have to throw like a average size person, right?
Or we got to cut your distance in half because you're a freaking Sasquatch. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know. I'm terrible. I'm gonna stop.
No, keep going. You started.
Because I see it when Andrew starts talking, he's like regular sized person, and I'm like, how come I see Andrew chucking Wayne?
Yes.
I think we could sell
see you
tickets to that.
I see you doing a full fucking discus spin, and there goes Wayne, like fucking 40 feet.
Yeah.
Fucking there he goes.
Fastball special, like Wolverine, the fastball.
That's what I'm saying. Like straight, full on. There goes Wayne, like a javelin.
How far are you tossing them, T?
About 15 feet.
Damn.
Yeah,
He sounded super confident about that too.
Yeah.
He was like 15.
That's my average. That's my average 15 feet.
I could do that if it was a super dwarf.
Yeah, super dwarf.
Right.
I feel like if anything
So
less
along the
than
same
10
lines, I'd asked some homies the other day, right? And it's along the same lines. If you're in the Shire and you got a bunch of hobbits, right? And they're jamming, they're having a party, they're having a get together, okay? And obviously, you got the bass pumping or whatever. Would that be considered an earthquake?
I love that this is a normal conversation with people we hang out with. That makes it fantastic.
A middle earthquake.
I feel like that's a genuine question.
A middle earthquake.
Good job, Craig.
Oh, you already know, Josh.
Yeah.
But I think the critical question is: do any of these hobbits have holes in their socks? Or
are they even wearing socks?
Yo, honestly, I can't believe we forgot about that.
Or in
I
snakes
can't believe that either.
That was one of the funniest moments on the
Dude,
live.
I was
stream,
in
too.
tears.
Yo, John was like, "Yo, is there a bonus to like? Is that how you tell how to see monsoon? Because if that's the case, bro, I could go grab another pair of socks right now." I was dead, dude. My body, my soul left my body. You can see it on camera. My soul left.
I'm here like I'm on screen trying to hide, but you just laughed and doubled over.
I think it was just as good if you came in later. Like I just saw it in the comments. I just saw it in one of the chats. I think that John posted a picture of it, and then that was it. I was like, "Oh God, now I've got to go find this. I've got to go enjoy it in real time."
Juan,
didn't even see it. Juan sent us a picture. He texted, so we both like, "Oh."
I'm dying all over again. My stomach hurts. Oh my God.
Yeah, just remind me of doing that shit last night. Mount Juan, I'm gonna get you back, bro, for coming at me last night. Pause.
John said, I forgot about that. When Nicole came running in. When Nicole came running in, talking about everything is on fire, and we just kept going with the podcast.
I was like, what? Nobody cares about this fire? What's going on?
Get out. Show gotta go on, man. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. The show go on no matter what.
She's like, somebody get Keith.
What ended up happening with the fire?
It was just outside on the grill.
They put it out. I think I don't flashback. I think
Keith put it out. Yeah,
it was an actual fire, though, right?
Yeah, it was a real fire. It was a real fire. Me and Keys was just like, I think the compound was fire. But put you back on solo. Go ahead, show that animal. It was just nuts, dude. We've had such good times, man, and it's just such a good village, such a good community that I'm blessed to be a part of, man. Like, get to be myself. I get to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to hide or pretend, or I could be weird and silly and goofy, and it's 9 times out of 10, one of y'all or two of y'all gonna laugh at the same shit. So it's just cool to find your people, man. You know what I mean? It's real cool.
Yep.
How about the fact too that Mike and Keys are traveling now to do shows on the road?
Hey, epic.
Epic.
Cool. Wow. So
I'm trying to convince these guys to come out to Pack Northwest.
We gonna make our way.
I've been harping on Wiz and Keys both to get out here and come to the Northwest. We gonna come see our show.
We gonna make it happen. We gonna make it happen.
Facts. Yeah, man.
Traveling this
coming to Atlanta
February along with Craig, and we're gonna see Nikki and Kurt for the first time too, which is dope.
Yes, it's gonna be epic, man. It's gonna be epic.
Nice.
And another big shout out to my wife, man, because she literally plans things to happen during these type of shows and make it so I can do stuff like that. So it'd be a lot harder and a lot more difficult, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for her making sure that everything is cool and everything works. So I definitely appreciate her. Yeah, man, that's nerdy
and
stuff.
it's her birthday, man. It's gonna make it even
Yeah,
more.
I was gonna say, and happy birthday, Mrs. Wiz.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Michelle.
Happy birthday.
Thank y'all. She's up there listening, I think.
She was in the chat.
I'm sure she loves hearing Mrs.
She's in the chat. Yeah. At least it don't have an H in it. This is Wiz. Yeah, happy wife, happy life, man. And it's much easier. Like Nikki, Kurt can attest to it, Keys can attest to it, Mike can attest to it. Like, it's just better when they got your back, because it's easier to spend time with them accomplishing goals. You know what I mean? That you both can accomplish together. It's still quality time. It's still being next to each other, still hanging out, but something, I guess, tangible comes of it. You know what I mean? So it's real cool.
Yeah.
It's real cool. She up there trying to keep
That's a tough job right there. I tell you what.
It is.
The strength
It
of a
is.
child when they're trying to get on a live stream
Probably
is
next month, too.
unreal.
Yeah, it's nuts. You see, he popped in like 3 times. He stole all my Funkos. I have no decorations up here right now. So, yeah, I'll be in California in January too. That's just for the vacation. Gio, podcast appreciation. Podcast appreciation episode, bro. Thank you for tapping in. Make sure you hit the like button. All y'all hit the like button too. Get them numbers up. They should be where they're supposed to. In my Keys voice, get them numbers up.
If you ain't liking, you hating.
Like you hating. Only helps out so much. Yeah, it's so much easier. It's so much easier.
Forgot to tell him to stop being a buster.
Don't be a buster. No busters allowed.
I love it. I love it. Gio, we being delinquents as usual. Yeah, delinquents is a good word.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Nicole. If it wasn't for Nikki getting me on her live stream that one day, thinking, "What the heck am I doing?" I spent the whole time thinking I didn't even remember what my name was. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know if we had snakes anymore. I blacked out the whole entire time. I remember nothing.
What did you call it, Kurt? A disaster.
It was a disaster. I just tried to remember who I was. It was a dumpster fire. And that's how it all began. It all begins with a dumpster fire.
Got to start somewhere, you know?
And then many conversations with Keys about what could I do better? What can I do? You remember all those in January, December last year? Oh, it's been a year.
Good thing Keys is patient.
Yeah, he is.
Got kids. Had kids.
And then there were conversations with Craig on, let's get you to 1,000 followers, Craig. Remember that?
Yep.
You're well over that now. Look at that. Look at you go.
She's my social media mentor. I would do something and she'd say, "Okay, that's great. Now post it." You know?
Yeah.
Now actually use it.
Yeah.
Elias.
What do you find in Jamie's?
With variations of spelling, but yes.
Oh my gosh. The
so
AA Ron crew.
All right. AA Ron gang.
The AA Rons.
There's one right there.
Yep.
Number one.
That's number one right there.
Yep.
3,000 Joshes. Yeah.
Oh,
Wills,
yeah.
we got a lot of Wills.
Hey, I was gonna say Wills too. Yep.
Yep.
There's quite a few mics too. Yeah. Thankfully, I think there's only like 4 Dylans.
Yeah, but don't call
this
one
him
medium.
Yeah, I know you're the only one, bro.
There's only one angel. It's me. That's me.
There's only one
How
angel.
did it might come up? Where did that come from? I just started hearing
I
it.
think Larry started that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was
Okay.
Double L, man. Because that's the way he is, man. Double L is Double L, man. You gotta do stuff
Mike
like
said
that.
not medium. Like, oh shit. Don't call him Mike. Don't call him medium.
Don't call it medium, yo. That was fun. That was fun. Shout out to Larry too, man. Lane Worm Exotics. Appreciate y'all.
Seriously, yes.
Definitely, man.
And yo, one second, because I rock my KG shirt because he's part of the Whiskey Bomb family. He not here with us, so I had to represent for the homie. Blow me up real quick, please.
Oh, I'm blowing you up. Hold on. I'm not so good at this. I'll get better at this someday.
Yeah. Shout out to Bomb Projects and my homie Big Double L. Yeah.
Shout out to Big Double L.
Send a hat.
Send a hat.
Couldn't do it without y'all.
Well, then look at what these people are wearing over here.
Oh my God!
Look at
That's
that.
the most beautiful shirt I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't that a gorgeous shirt?
Doing shirts.
We're all
Doing
ketchup
shirts.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All ketchup, no glizzy today.
No glizzy.
Hey.
Then you got
No
this
kidding.
shirt over here. Who's that guy?
Shout out to Craig.
Yeah.
Who the
Oh,
is
snap.
Craig?
Craig not slacking
then-
on the back.
Shout out
KG
to my
slacking
man
on the back,
Slay.
so I wasn't turn around.
Yeah, Stamp Exotics. Craig's not slacking on the back. You see it.
Not slacking on the back.
Nice. We need some of those.
Yeah. Gotta get a
Yeah.
couple of
Mm-hmm. Then there's these guys. Look at those two.
Great out.
Doesn't work when I do it that way. Gotta show love to the homie Banna.
That's
The
right,
menace.
That's the other menace who's always causing a ruckus with me.
Facts.
And then my favorite heathen, Brian. I'd have on Brian shit, but he hasn't sent me stuff yet.
Truth.
Where do you dip off to? Wasn't he in the screen with you, Mike? Where'd Paul Ross go?
Yeah, I know he's there.
There you go.
There you go. Ball Ross.
Oh,
Look at
Just
that.
checking on you, brother.
Hey.
That guy's showing his rack tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
oh, really?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Kinky, but okay.
I was always waiting for you to show me your rack,
on a
Brian.
Sunday morning. It's the best way to spend your Sunday
I think they're
morning.
gonna have breakfast first, though.
Maybe.
I hope
Then you
so.
got Craig. Look at that.
Yeah,
City.
Capital City.
Hey.
One of the coolest
Look.
logos out there with that mad
Very
scientist.
Yep.
Love it,
Shout out to
love
Bill.
it.
Yo, look at that hat though. It matches somebody else I know.
Hmm?
Yeah, that is a great
That's
hat.
league.
That is a nice hat.
Yeah.
Those
yeah.
hats with the snake skin design on them.
Like
Or is it the camo design? It's snake skin, right?
camo.
Those are
It's a little
amazing.
camo.
Camo.
Yeah, the black camo looks good.
And it comes in blue too, I think. It's amazing. And then what do you got over there, Billy? You got the cool US Arc shirt.
And
Nerd.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hey.
Look at that.
yeah, let us know.
It's amazing.
Shout out to Billy for the whole merch show off. That whole
Yes,
thing.
sir. Yes,
All
sir.
stems
Yes,
from
sir.
Billy, man, legit.
Yes,
Because
sir.
bro, like the Mail Mondays, just the shout outs, the taking the time out every week to show
You
off
look forward to that.
somebody's merch. Man, it was epic, man. And then seeing your name on there made you feel like it was, your name was being called to win a Grammy or Emmy or something like that, man. It was epic. And then just stuff like that instills confidence in you, you know what I mean? And it just motivates you to keep going forward and keep
Well, then
pushing.
you were always watching the next ones, and you were like, "Oh, can I see my sticker in the background? Can I do whatever?"
Right.
Like we were just talking about that. I was actually mentioning. I was like, I don't think me and Billy have ever actually been on a live together, other than or like spoken firsthand, other than the few times I've jumped on the comments in his streams, or when I had sent him stuff back at the old place, and he did all that.
He
Yeah, and I
single-handedly
saw that
killed
wall
the.
pretty much. I've been slacking
Yep.
on that. There's like, It's never an end. You know.
Shout out Goat.
He single-handedly killed the one-sided T-shirt game.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Don't be slacking on the back.
Don't slack on the back.
Don't slack on the back.
No, it's just something I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's something that you see people struggle. And even before this, the last couple of years where we had this big boost because of COVID and then the drop, and we're just riding through whatever is coming and the recession and wherever the world is right now. You know, everything's too priced and it's just nuts. And before that, people were struggling. It's like, I don't know. And it was always like, no one knows who I am. And I'll never be a big breeder like you. And I'd be like, well, not with that attitude, right? Like you're already given up with that mindset. And, you know, I have this stuff and I'm like, hey, let's do this and let's do that. And it was just easy. And it's not something that I had to really go out of my way. You put a shirt on and give a quick shout out. And, you know, it's like when I don't know if you guys have it there, but I'm pretty sure you do. You go to a drive-through and you're going to go pay for your McDonald's or your Tim Hortons coffee, and you're going through and it's like, how much? Oh, the car ahead of you paid. Yeah. I'm like, wow. Like, oh my God, I don't even know who they are. And it was just that 10, 20, 30 seconds of, oh my God, like, wow, that feeling, and just like a complete stranger.
Yep.
Something that I didn't expect. And next thing you know, holy shit, I feel amazing. And now what do I want to do? I want to do that for someone else. Like, hey, I'll pay for them behind me. And it's sort of that, like, you know, that feeling. You put a shirt on and say, hey, good, big shout out to this person, not slacking on the back. And it just came something that I did regularly. And then it was like, you know, pick of the week. And I'm going to do something different. And then the stickers. And it's just something so simple that I could add. That it would impact something. And if I can do that, that's what I wanted to do, and I will always do it. I'm glad other people are doing it and shouting out. And you know, someone's going to say, "Capital City, who's that?" Let me look them up. Oh,
exactly.
Yep.
Keys, exactly. And, you know, and like Angel, you know, old school. This shit didn't happen. What we're doing now, 10 years ago, you know. It's like, where did you get that from? Can't tell you. I'm like, what the
fuck? They weren't even showing it to you. They weren't even showing it to you. You weren't seeing shit.
Yeah. You couldn't show off like, oh, look what I just bought. Like, you didn't want to tell anybody, oh, I just got a banana. Oh, you did too? Oh, shit. I got to beat him down and produce as many as I can.
Yeah.
It was stupid, you know? And it was like people were sitting there trying to push you and knock you over and step on you to get ahead. Where now it's just something so simple by just, you know, uplifting others, supporting others, sharing, you know, helping people instead of watching them fail while you know, keep doing you know more, right? Like you share that shit to help people.
100%.
And not everybody will have that mentality, but, you know, I'm glad I'm one of those that do.
Yes, sir.
How many?
That's why a lot of them ain't here anymore. You know, that's why a lot of them are gone. They're gone. You know, they're gone because they didn't share. They're gone because they gatekept. They're gone because they didn't want to help anybody. And after a while, people were like, why am I working so hard to get this person's attention? I'm going to try to find some other people. You go to shows, you start meeting other people, and maybe you start growing together. And that's what a lot of the community ended up doing, because some of the other people that weren't willing to share, some other people, maybe this person gleaned a little bit from this person, maybe this, but then we were all started talking. We were like, hey, I got this, and this. Like, oh, did you know that this actually doesn't work with that gene? Really? I didn't know that. Well, you wouldn't, because this person is selling this shit, not telling anybody. You know, but you're not going to find out for 3 more years.
You're right.
Well, you know, just having the conversation, that old school mentality is still the way the berm world is today. And that's like what I'm trying to do. And I was telling these guys is like, let's push that forward too. Everything else is evolving. Let's grow with it. I'm not trying to gatekeep that information. Let's share with each other. Let's
especially learn. When you're looking at limited, you have smaller groups of people doing certain things. Yep. And when you have small groups like that, you need to share, because you're all struggling.
Oh, no, just like Billy said, it's very much old school. People aren't sharing what they got. People don't want to sell you the hats. That, you know, like, it's very much that way still.
That's wild.
It's sad, but it's the reality.
Angel said it perfect. If I'm sitting here new and I want to learn and I want to grow and I got the bug and I'm like, oh my God, and I have all this questions and this guy here, even though I'm a customer, doesn't want to help me or answer my questions, I'm gonna fucking go and work with somebody that will and that I feel comfortable with. That's they're like, hey man, this person actually is helping me, you know. And you know, unfortunately, there's some people that you have to go to because they have the snakes. It's like, I don't really want to support them, but hey, I need that effing animal. I'm gonna go. But if you can take that, you know, that knowledge and that sharing and you know, the friendship and the network and then add and keep fueling it with funds that go around and then it keeps going around and that's the thing is if I'm helping someone that spends money and they don't spend it with me, I send them to someone else because I don't have that animal or I'm not giving you mine. Go to this person. Well, that person goes and now they're going to buy a rack. They're going to buy an ultrasound. Then that person who gets the money from the rack's going to buy this or going to buy that. And it keeps cycling in and out of our back and forth. Eventually it will come back to me. You know, it might be a year or two down the road, but all those transactions, someone's going to buy that one little trickle effect is going to come back to me at some point. Or, 100%. Hey, you know who's a good guy? Go see Billy. He'll help you. Then that word of mouth now.
Word of mouth.
The person that I helped didn't spend money, but they told 2 other people that did. And that's what people don't understand. Yep. You know, it's
and that's word of mouth is still really powerful, even to the point. Like I won't tell people who you should stay away from, but I am going to tell you who you should spend your money with
every time.
You know, like I won't like I don't believe in bashing, especially like another breed, like an individual person that is also struggling. Like, okay, maybe this person may not be on the up and up, but I'm not going to say shit about them because that I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm not even going to say anything about them. But I am going to tell you about these people. I am going to tell you about these people. I am going to tell you about this person because not only do they have really nice animals and they're informative, but I might know a little bit more about them. And to say like, I also know that they keep their husbandry up. Like I also know that what they're feeding, they breed and raise their own rodents and they take really good care of the rodent. Like these are things that you learn as you meet, you know, breeders and such, and you. Like I can 100% feel comfortable recommending Dylan. I've been here many times. Yeah. I've seen his rodents. I have no problem because I'm fully confident that if you get an animal for him, you're good. You're not going to have a problem with it. And if you do, he's going to answer you. Like you're going to have a question. But that's the other thing that we have to do too. We have to be open, you know, with ourselves, with other fellow breeders, with new people coming in, and yes, with people that just want fucking pets too. Like sometimes people just want a pet. Sometimes people want a $1,500 pet. Sometimes people want a $50 pet.
Yep.
If we're selling an animal, they got questions. It's our obligation to answer them, regardless of how much. However, we also need to know when to cut that shit off. Because sometimes these conversations go way too long.
I was gonna say, unless you ask me for 50 pictures with today's date to follow up with, let me ask my wife.
And that's the thing, that's you know where we are ourselves as far as like who we are, as far as business, as far as the name, whatever it is. What we're, you know, we bring our breeding and such. It's part of us, our business name, everything we are. It's all a big part of us. So when we're doing those interactions, we also have to show them a little bit too, like, hey, I know you got tons of questions. I'm going to filter you here. I have like things that I send to people because I think that they have a lot of really good information. Like when people have breeding questions, I could sit here and go through breeding stuff with you forever, you know. But Marcus Jane has an amazing breeding pictorial on his website. And and that's the thing I show people, because sometimes we could sit here and have a conversation, but sometimes it is better to have some visual. And if you've never seen it before, go to the website. It's called a breeding pictorial, and it just goes top to bottom from day one all the way to the baby's hatch, like and out of the egg. It's done extremely well, and that's my go-to. And it's done in a way where it's not super technical. You don't get lost. It's very hand-holdy in a way. And you can reference it really quickly, really quick. Oh man, I can't remember. What does a female do what is it like? You can reference it. It's one page. I love it. I think it's great. I've shown it to and recommended it to tons of people, and they use it as a reference too. And I suggest it because again, I could sit here and give you tons of information, but sometimes it's better to just like, I got it right here. But again, I'm also still available if you have questions.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I'm not trying to pawn you off on this website. I'm just trying to help you see what I'm trying to explain because I can talk about this shit all day.
Yeah, visual. That's same thing like why I did the Patreon. Because I'd be sitting there answering my phone, talking to 20, 30 people a month. And 80% of those things is me saying the same thing to 30 different fucking people. And I'm like, holy God, like I just talked about this fucking 3 hours ago, but then you don't know where it goes. And that's the thing. Yep. You say, hey, go look at this tutorial and it'll break it down in layman's terms where it makes sense. And if something out of that doesn't make sense to you, call me back and I'll instead of you telling from A to Z, I don't understand F and G. Okay, well, here you go. And that's the thing is you put something out and you try to explain the best you can, and whatever doesn't comprehend, because everybody doesn't comprehend the same thing. Some people with the English, words, phrases, perfect. But when it comes to numbers, oh, what the fuck? And opposite. So you give them a thing like that pictorial. Here you go. It's like, okay, I understand all this, but this I'm confused about. Now you can, instead of spending hours talking about the whole thing, you're spending 10 or 15 talking about that one little section. And it makes it easier because you do need that visual, because half the time you talk, they're going to hear the last 15 minutes of what you talked about. But the first 2 hours were the most important. And they lost it.
Yep.
You're 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I got a library of books at home because of back in the day. Again, I'm dating myself, but there was no the internet. There wasn't anything there, so I was buying tons and tons of books. I have a massive library of books, and what I appreciate with a lot of those books is they didn't. It wasn't like, here's an animal, here you pair it, you breed it, blah blah blah, you raise it. It was these animals come from this area. This is what this area is like, and that is what helped me, because if I couldn't get information from another breeder, the book told me everything right there. It's telling me the area of the world the animal comes from, what the temperatures are like throughout the year, when they breed. Like, you get all of that information. And if I can't find this out from this person, they got it somehow. I'm gonna figure this shit out too, and I'm gonna bounce it off a couple other people struggling too. And we ended up figuring all that shit out. It took a while, but this information is out there now. But back in the day, it sure shit wasn't. No, but those books were great.
Yeah, I remember going to the store and looking for the reptile magazine. Like, oh my God, please have something on ball pythons. Shit, chameleons, damn it. And then you go to the back and see the upcoming shows, and you see all the ads, and it's like, oh my God, look at this. Wow, Neo Desha cages, these are the shit. Like, it was so
and you would see all these ads, those little like corner side ads. It was like, I forgot, what was it, Prehistoric Pets? I can't remember. And they had all this shit coming out, and it was all in the side. And that's how we found out about local shows, the back of the magazine. And I was just mentioning it to my wife the other day, because we got one at the last reptile show. We got a reptiles magazine, and I went to the back, and there was like 4 things in the back that said, oh, this show, this show, this show. I was like, I remember that shit being 4 or 5 pages.
Yeah. You would say that
it was like January, February, and you were like, oh my God, look at all these shows.
It was crazy, because you'd even have some of those, you'd have to cut out a coupon or whatever to send in.
There was, absolutely. No fucking QR. There wasn't a QR. You couldn't do that shit.
They'd actually have a little perforated thing where you'd cut out the box and have a little scissors, and you'd cut it out. And yeah, man, that was something 1994, 95, I was doing this shit. And it was just like, wow.
You're doing that shit. And then you would you would look in the back, and you would see like VPI, and it'd say call for a price list. So you call, a month later you get a price list, you look at it, then you call them, you talk to them on the phone, you're like, oh, can I get a pair of children's pythons, a pair of jungle carpet pythons, you have 1 diamond jungle left? Okay, I'll take that. Yeah. And then, like, I don't know, another month later you get a box in the mail. That's it. And that's what you got. There were no fucking pictures. You just got what was in the box. Yeah, and you were happy as shit you got it.
Back in when I was being in Canada, we had CITES. There wasn't no master CITES. I would go and I put a deposit down, and they would apply for the CITES in my name. And then 4 to 6 months later, I would get a phone call. Hi, how you doing, Mr. Rose? Good. Yeah. Well, the CITES is finally in. Cool. So it was like 4 to 6 months you were waiting for this fucking animal. You put a deposit down. That's how long it took to get the paperwork. It was like, wow. You know, so
Yeah,
And
we're
now you
lucky
get it
today.
in a day. You get it the next day.
You know, and
You know, people get mad if you don't message them back in 5 minutes.
True.
Yeah.
That's fact.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, it just goes to show. Somebody had just commented in the chat, like it's the attention span of people is shot lately.
Yeah.
You got like 2 to 3 minutes at most to captivate somebody's attention, and that's at most, if not less than a minute. And if you don't capture that attention, it's on to the next thing.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
On to
What
the
were you
next.
saying?
Good one,
Yep.
Craig.
Right
Get the
on
script
time.
back out, Craig.
Right on time.
Well, we don't want to keep you guys much longer because we want to honor your Saturday on the end of a holiday weekend, beginning another holiday week. But we wanted to say thank you to all of you and how cool it is to have people across multiple states, but with several common denominators, right? Like we all love reptiles, but we all want to see the good in people. We want to see the best that they can be and help them achieve that. And without you guys, we would just be sitting here on our couch not doing this right now.
I literally could not do it without you guys.
So what
Your
you're really
inspiration.
without you fucking guys, I'd have a life instead of cleaning.
No, I wouldn't have a life. I would be just fully invested in my job only. Like
because
Why
of
don't
you.
we run some Matlock?
I'm
Oh,
broke,
Matlock. That's pretty good. Though.
busy. I have no time. So much.
I'd be bored. I'd be bored
Really, my
and or in
heart is
trouble.
full. My heart is
And
full.
you're in
That's
trouble.
all that matters.
That's all that matters. You're 100% correct. But yeah, we're all savages.
We are.
Agreed.
And we're savage
Got
together.
'em.
That's all
Thank
that
you,
matters.
Nikki, because you're the one that encourages all of us, and you're the one that always sends us messages every day and
Yes.
sends us
Yes.
encouragement and checking in on us and telling us you love us. And you two are just huge encouragers, and
100%.
and all the growth of your community is testament to that.
Yes. She's gonna cry.
Nah, don't do that. I love you all.
100%.
Pushing the button now. No, we love you all.
Awesome. You know,
We love the angels on this adventure with us. We pushed him out, took that little bird, and just shoved him right out of his nest. So thanks, Angel.
I mean, it's good, and like part of me is like, oh god, I want to do this shit now. And then I get on, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's a fucking bowling. It's like a bowling night, really. Like I'm just gonna do the thing, hang out. That's totally fine. But no, I appreciate it because I want to like be out there, and it's hard. It's just like, you know, Billy says, I'm an old schooler, so like having seen the growth and all this shit change throughout the years, sometimes it's hard for me to jump on something like this, and then I'm like, and I hear people talking, I'm like, you guys have no fucking clue. I was like, this, you know, but it's okay. But it's okay because this is part of the next generation of what we do.
Yep.
And it's exciting to me because we understand where things were and could be. And we don't want that. We want growth. We want to push forward, and we want to make new shit, and we want to show off this stuff. I want to show off this ugly snake because I have no fucking idea what's in it. And then you help me, and I'm like, oh, it's not so ugly anymore. It is kind of nice.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep it. You know, these are the things we have these trials, and we are definitely. I know for me, I'm my biggest you know, enemy. I'm my biggest, you know, what do you call it?
Critic.
Critic. I'm my biggest critic. And it's tough for me to even ask anybody else for help most of the time because I've been doing this shit by myself for so long. So I am really grateful, you know, for these two and then this one over here. Like they just, you know, so and it's helpful too because I do shows by myself and I've been just doing everything alone. And now I don't have to do it alone. And now it doesn't feel so alone. You know what I mean? Because I know that if there is an issue, I can just hit, you know, and Tucker's not here. Tucker's another big part of my network. And he too, same thing. You know, there's lots of growth with him. Like with you know, me and Dylan have seen Tucker grow. Not that he needs any help. We all know how amazing he is too. So, but being a part of all of this shit and growing in the past couple of years, just personally, my personal growth has been attributed to the relationships I've made in the past 3 to 5 years. And that's all of you guys included, everybody here. Even Andrew down at the bottom who doesn't want to talk. But
yeah.
Andrew's surviving his ear rupturing.
Yeah, I had a little accident last night and my ears ruptured, so not talking a whole lot today.
Oh, bummer.
I thought it was going somewhere with bathroom.
We're still going to give you shit. It just means you can't hear it as much.
Oh. But we love you all, and without all of you, we wouldn't be doing any of this, and we wouldn't feel good every day when we wake up and every night when we go to sleep. So thank you. Thank you all. We did lose Mike.
Oh wow, yeah.
We lost Mike somewhere.
Feelings definitely mutual, and I love the local team we've built. Like, you know, like I said, I appreciate all you guys. Seriously, every one of you guys have helped and talked. You know, we've all had conversations, but our little local crew we've built is a huge push too, especially, you know, when it comes to the shows. We can all go to the fucking bathroom now. We can all go have a smoke break. We can grab something to eat. Guess what? We can walk around the show for 20 minutes and check stuff out, and our animals are safe and our booths attended.
And I'm also not worried.
Back and something sold.
Yeah, and I'm not worried that I left my booth with somebody who has no fucking clue about what's on my table.
Yep.
Yeah, we've come a hell of a long way, that's for sure. And you know, I think just the community and how
James
is going to another level, but also the equipment, the science, you know, everything else. You know, half the stuff that we've done now, 10 years ago, it's like, fuck, we're gonna get together on YouTube and talk. Yeah, we're gonna have shed testing.
Shed testing, exactly.
We're gonna have like, you know, stats that can go to your phone and stuff that you can. Yeah, right. Like it's coming to. I'm afraid to see where we are in 10 years.
No, like, can you imagine? Can you imagine if we were all still rocking Neodeshas, like the slide? We would have like a fraction of the animals because there's no fucking way you're having that many.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
They were stupid.
Well, don't forget to go check out Sophisticated Ignorance tonight, everybody in the chat. You better be there.
2 hours.
And then
or less.
There's all sorts of fun tomorrow. You've got Show Me Your Rack tomorrow, and you've got Breeding for the Future. And then comes Monday, and the fun starts all over again with Billy and Craig.
Yeah.
Yep. And then More Forge is having a thing on New Year's
on Wednesday.
Day. Proper Rodents or Proper Royals is he's also Proper Rodents. Proper Royals is having a panel on New Year's Eve. So a lot of good content.
I will also be on the holdback rack on New Year's Day.
Awesome.
It's true.
Nice.
Oh,
so see, you don't need TV. Just watch. Just stay here on YouTube, and you won't miss anything.
That's what I was saying. Literally, you can just go through like all these different networks. Mike's killing it. Wiz is killing it. You guys are killing it. Keys, everybody. Like, you know, I always chime in. Usually, I'm on the road when Billy comes on, but I still turn it on the car stereo, and I'm listening, typing as I can, or using voice to, you know, text or whatever, so I can be in the comments. Like, we're in rush hour track. Y'all know I-5 here freaking sucks. Rush hour. Oh shit. Okay, I can comment real quick. Don't recommend that, guys. Don't text while you drive.
No texting while driving.
No.
Yeah, let us find out. Let us find out how to do AIs on snakes within the next 10 years. I'm with it. I'm with it. Right? Instead of shipping animals, we just shipping little vials. I'm with it.
They did that artificial insemination. I'm still waiting to figure out how they did it, because if that's the case, I got some animals over in Asia that I'm gonna need some genetics from, like stat. So
you can do it with dogs. It's only a matter of time. So,
oh my goodness. On that high note, we hope you all have.
So who right now is trying to think of how they're getting that shit out of the male snake? Who right here? Come on now. Don't act. Don't act like you don't have that shit in your brain.
Where's Jack?
Listen there. That is the perfect note to end it on. Jack and Peens.
Right? Don't be a honeybean, and have a good rest of your weekend. Happy New Year.
Thank you, guys.
Tune into YouTube. We love you all.
Catch you next time.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all.
The ups and downs, we stay strong. In your circle, that's where we belong. Lifting each other all day long. In this family, we can't go wrong.